Awesome. So welcome back. This evening, we're working with the moderately evil team who have undertaken the liberation of imperial lands and peoples from the Empire, whether or not they wish to be liberated, it seems. In the meantime, they've dealt with some orcs, they've dealt with some troglodytes, they dealt with a black dragon rather well. They've dealt with some Duergar. They've fought some lizard folk. Recently wiped out the last of that orc tribe. And wrestled a hydra. However, as that hydra was in the midst of dying, its thrashing and death spirals managed to crack the ceiling of an underground chamber. The swampland, trees, vines, and the hydra itself fell into this opening, dragging the party along with it. Several tried to take flight, but no, the vines were too much, and down they went with a glumph. They found themselves in a chamber with a cave-in behind them, the exit plugged with the body of a giant hydra. And let's read a little box text. You are in a long, narrow chamber running north-south. In the center of this apartment is a dome shaped on the floor. In the north wall is a blank-faced stone door. The south end of the room is blocked by fallen stone and rubble, apparently the result of the collapse. The two side walls appear to have several niches cut into them. It's going to be a hard word.
Pick one.
Yep, I'm just going to stick with it. The shape in the center of the chamber appears to be... The shape in the center of the chamber appears to be a small alcove protected by a half dome with the open end facing toward the door in the north wall. This alcove is set in a recessed, shallow, tiled well 1 foot deep and 10 foot wide. The alcove itself is 4 foot high. The recesses contain some sort of display. The display appears to be a diorama depicting a hunting party of warriors in feathers and deer hide garments in a mountainside scene. Some have pulled down a stag with the aid of a dog. Another group is cleaning a small mule deer, and others have cornered a panther with their spears. A scout watches the panther from an outcropping above. He holds a metal staff with a loop in its end. It looks like a shepherd's crook. The 3 niches in the eastern and western walls are 5 foot wide and about 3 feet off the floor. Each niche contains a diorama depicting some aspect of tribal life. The 6-inch tall figures in all of the displays appear to be made of stucco, realistically and brightly painted. The scenes portrayed represent fishing, farming, religion, warfare, the creation story, and crafting. Cave-in blocks the southern walls, and at short intervals, small amounts of rubble, mud, and wet drip down and spill into the room. Several large stones and the hydra have wedged themselves tightly, closing the collapse. The little figurines look a bit like this.
Kind of creepy.
Yeah, a little bit.
Interesting.
Now, you are not in turn order at the moment, but for reasons, I'm going to ask everyone to please go ahead and roll themselves initiative, because occasionally throughout this module, things may happen rather quickly.
Healthy after already having a fight.
I mean, nothing's happening at the moment. And could those of you with ridiculously high passive perceptions remind me how ridiculously high those passive perceptions are?
22.
Yep.
19.
16.
Just walking around with your eyes peeled. You do notice there's a tinge in the air, and I believe some of you lack dark vision, so we will need some light sources lit, as there is no lighting in the room at the moment.
Produce flame in my left hand. That's 10-foot bright, 10-foot dim.
You got it. As you produce that flame, you notice that the air around it has a weird sort of wavy look to it, and something is burning in that air. Between the lot of you, you fairly quickly work out that this chamber is filled with a sort of gas. Deep breaths and testing it on your tongue, you realize it is an irritant and would likely cause you harm after an hour or so of exposure.
If you don't breathe it.
If you don't breathe, you'll pass out much quicker.
What if I can hold my breath indefinitely?
Oh, then you're fine, I guess.
Yeah.
You can hold your breath indefinitely?
Yeah.
You can.
Okay. I learned
Genasi, baby.
I learned a new thing about you today. So yes, let me know the next time you wish to breathe. And we'll go from there.
Sure.
You know what we'll do? Actually, we'll say...
Fox has to breathe.
Yeah, I was going to say, we'll say, assuming you're not breathing between talking, 4 hours for you, 1 hour for everybody else.
Cool.
Okay, so that's a neat trick. So we're going to put you guys in turn order for reasons unknown. And what's everybody doing? Don't worry about the turn order yet. Boody and Selenite are still looking a bit banged up from their wrestle with the Hydra.
Booty's going to light a torch.
Fair enough. Takes a few extra strikes, but eventually it gets lit. Still that weird burning around it.
Oh shit! Didn't mean to click that.
Sure,
But
no problem.
at least you know what I was thinking of.
Is the gas coming from anywhere?
It seems
Is
to be
there
completely filling the chamber, like it's just a normal feature of this area.
Gotcha. Well, I wasn't here, so I'll let other people suggest stuff.
I suggest we don't dilly-dally. We got an hour, so let's get things moving.
Looking around the room.
Mm-hmm.
Other than the things that you have already described, anything else catching my attention?
Door to the north, each of the niches has little dioramas in them, as does the center one. They depict different scenes, mostly standard scenes in the life of these folk. The center one, the hunting party, going bottom left and around, it looks like a gathering, farming, prayer, warfare, a creation myth, and then crafting or mercantilism.
What's the center one?
The center one shows a picture of a hunt. Several warriors having taken down a stag with the aid of a dog, another group cleaning a mule deer, and a scout watching as a panther is held at bay. And to be prudent, you have assigned the two party members who are not actively here on the try to dig us out duty. So they are working hard at trying to excavate. They will have no luck, but we'll say they're spending the entire time giving it their best effort.
I mean, they could be cutting open the Hydra.
Do you have taken any damage from this fall?
No damage from the fall.
Cool.
Yes, they are. They're trying everything. They're trying moving rocks. They're trying moving dirt. They're trying tunneling through the Hydra. It's a mess over there.
Yeah.
You've got food for days, though.
Yeah, reason I was saying slicing through the Hydra, find out what he's got inside. He's a
You
fun,
can always
flesh
just try
pound.
opening this door.
You inspect the door to the north, and you find that it is locked. It does have a fairly obvious keyhole. Let's see here.
Would you mind if I liberate His Highness of his thieves' tools?
You may certainly do so. And as you do, and you get echoed back from Dullahan, the door is carved with a sun symbol and appears to open into the room, so it pull in towards you. There are hinges on this side and scratches on the floor. There's no visible lock or handle on it, although a slight gap stretches across the top of the door. Wait, yep. Slight gap stretches across the top of the door. 8 holes seem to have been bored into the door. They're each about 1 inch in diameter, but nothing can be seen in them. The door seems to be fairly thick. The lintel at the top is arced, with a keystone at the top of it.
Is it 8 holes?
8 holes drilled into the door.
And you said the hinges are on our side?
Hinges are on your side.
Are any of these pieces, do they look movable? Or are they like in the diorama as kind of all one piece?
They look like little dolls, so you think you could pick them up. I mean, without checking, you wouldn't know if they're glued down or not, but they seem like the thing you could probably pick up.
From the inspection of the door, would the dolls fit into, let's say, one of those 8 holes?
Give me a quick perception check. Or investigation, or whatever you'd like to argue. The dolls themselves are much too large. Some of the dolls' accessories might be able to fit in. Princess Leia's blaster would be a perfect fit, but that's super rare.
Well, before I go and try and pick this lock and potentially trigger any traps, does anybody have a hammer and a crowbar? The hinges are on our side. Why not just take the door off its hinges?
His Highness has a crowbar.
Ah, good.
I believe so. At least he said he did.
That sounds like something he would have.
And I just hold up her mace, like, this will do.
This will do.
Also that. So a quick question. I hear the plan formatting. Are we going for smash it, or are we going for pry it? One would be an attack roll, one would be a strength check.
I mean, to be honest, it's going to be the strength check.
Sure.
Because I'm trying to basically pop the pins out of the hinges.
Sounds good. Go ahead and give me...
I was going to move up to help.
Yep. Go ahead and give me a DC 15 strength athletics check. You have the crowbar, so I believe you have advantage.
Yes.
And help. Double advantage.
19. That's a crit.
19 is good. So you do get the pins, lever them up, they pop out. As they do, you hear a creak as the whole stone door starts falling in towards you. Please both give me a DC 15 dexterity saving throw to avoid the falling door.
How heavy would this door be?
It looks huge. Like, as it starts to come down, you feel that, I mean, you could try and stop it, but it'd probably be even harder than it was getting the pins out.
Does it take up this whole space for these 2 space panels here?
It's taking up that whole 10-foot section coming down at you.
Okay. No, that's fair.
Nope, I'm getting squished.
You're getting a little squished.
Believe I passed that.
4 points of bludgeoning damage as the door catches Morrigan, but Selenite is able to get clean and out of the way. Boosh! It lands on the floor, revealing the hallway beyond. Whoop.
For the meantime, I am still going to hold on to His Highness Thieves' Tools.
You got it. They keep working on the exit as you begin to look ahead.
The door opens. Does any of the gas does it move into the next area?
So you can... The gas isn't visible. It's not like clouds of gas. It's just in the air, but you can see it as you move your torch around in the way that your torch burns, and you can kind of taste it like on the back of your tongue. But it seems as bad in the next hallway as it does here, and a little bit of torching in and out and taste testing reveals it seems to fill this whole area. The next hallway, however, has stone walls carved to resemble a stack of bamboo-like logs. The passage slopes down from the single door to the... Wow, what are you trying to do to me here, map? Passage slopes down towards this door, which we are going to say is to the west. The lintel of which has been carved to represent a stylized cavern entrance. And that's what you got.
Anything interesting about the doors to the north and the south of that?
So you could go down and take a look.
Yeah, why not? Time is of the essence.
Yes. So, as you head down towards the door and inspect the walls, these are those carven bamboo log designs that I mentioned.
Gotcha. So, going to move forward, take a look at the doors.
Sure can.
Anything traps stand out?
Nope.
Cool. Go and try to push them open, pull them open, whichever direction they go.
They will pull in towards you. Revealing a room. The room ahead is constructed of large stone blocks buttressed in the corners. The walls are wet and slimy, and mud covers most of the floor in a thin coating. To the north and south may be seen stone doors recessed in the walls, and to the west a set of stairs leads down. In the center of the chamber sits a large polished boulder amid a pile of small rounded rocks. The boulder is 5 feet tall and covered in brown with dark streaks and spots. Leaning against it, a large bamboo staff. In the mud around the base of the boulder is a moving shape. Looks like a large crayfish. It's facing towards you and seems to be aware of your presence as the doors have opened.
No hostile action.
Just sort of looking at you crayfish-like. The front bits sort of wriggle towards you. Dullahan, as you make your way forward, the door hits you. Sorry?
The door hits me.
The door hit you.
Oh.
So what happens is, as you step forward, those logs swing out and give you a little pat forward. It seems like the floor has depressed slightly, causing them to swing out. Long ago, and in better condition, this might have been more than just a love tat, but at the moment, it's just closing off the area behind you.
Well, that's probably not good. Can I brace against the door, this closure to see if I could open it?
You can give me a strength check if you're trying to push it.
Yes, just a nice healthy push.
Nice healthy push. You give it a good shove, and as you do, you can feel the floor underneath you shudder a bit, as can Selenite and Morrigan. But there's just not enough effort one way versus the force being applied down.
Methinks this was a trap.
It does seem that way.
To dump us into this muddy pit.
Well, it did not quite work.
Can I have Wukong enter to see what happens?
Sure. As Wukong flies forward, that crayfish looks up and begins gesturing, clattering its claws, its little appendages in the front flailing about wildly, and a weird sort of noise coming out. Does anyone happen to speak Aquan?
Hot moment? No.
Okay. You can tell it's trying to convey a message, but what that message might be is lost. Other than, it doesn't like the monkey being in here.
So it is intelligent, which means speak
I
with it.
guess.
I'm going to.
Is it? Can you tell that it's trying to communicate? Does it seem intelligent? Morrigan.
It is, seems like it is speaking a language that I do not know.
Would I, based on this conversation or with the clapping of this thing, would I think that it's trying to speak a language?
It does seem to be. It's definitely trying to communicate other than get in my belly.
All right, I'll use a slot.
Sure. Coming. You understand literal meaning of any spoken language you hear, written language. I got it. Okay. So you hear, who's this? Who dares enter the chamber of the Guardian? You'd better go, or I will have to discharge my sacred duty. Be off with you before I lose my temper. Oh-ho.
Uh-huh. Is that little Cajun flair?
He's Cajun. He's a crayfish. I don't know.
God.
Oh, he's about to be gumbo.
Listen here, Woody.
Keeps written
I guess I'd like to communicate to him. Yes, sacred guardian. Might we be able to pass through your chamber? We hate to defile it with our presence. Oh, that's right. I can only comprehend.
So as you start talking to it, you hear back, "What is this? You babble at me? Go,
Yeah.
be gone."
Okay, so this thing protects. I communicate to the group. This thing is protecting the chamber. It's a guardian. Its duty is to stay here, and yeah, anything that comes in here is probably gonna beat up.
It sort of spits a little mud at you guys.
Look down at my feet where the mud.
Try one more thing. All right, how tall was the ceiling inside this chamber?
A good question. We will say it's at least 20 feet from the muddy floor to the top of the ceiling.
Okay.
I would like to act based action.
Didn't quite hear that.
If he does what I think he's going to do, I want to react to it.
I think it's heavier than 500 pounds, so I can't do the first thing.
This is a giant crayfish.
Yes.
A lot of meat on this crayfish.
I just would like to send Wukong in and have him flutter about the top of the ceiling to try to get its attention.
I mean, it definitely has the attention. It's like, be gone, flying pest. I'll get you.
Oh, something I forgot. I still have 8 wolves with me for the next hour. Minus,
yeah,
like,
you have
2
wolves.
rounds.
Sure.
There was wolves. It's
Yeah,
been
there was
so long.
So yeah, we'll say you can get what do we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4.
We'll just roll with the 6
5,
because I think I might have lost
6.
a couple.
Yeah, there's 2 back there whining behind the door.
Yep. Actually, quick.
Giant crayfishes like squirting little mud spouts up. This is highly offensive.
Well, if we'd like to cross, this might be the most opportune time.
Undignified.
Now or never.
Where are we going?
Oh, jeez.
you
Into
know
the
how to
room.
It's a room straight ahead, is my vote.
Yep. As we pass by, I am going to take that quarterstaff dealio.
So this is water, right? Or is this mud?
Bud.
It is mud.
Can I take flight
Oh.
in this room?
Sure.
Yes, I'd rather not get muddy. I'll cast levitation on myself.
Okay, so everybody freeze for a moment because you are starting to make a move on them. So we're going to go ahead and bring that turn order back around to the front.
Yeah.
We'll ask everyone to go ahead and re-roll their turn order. The only one we're going to keep is Mr. Crayfish because he just rolled.
Wunderbar. There is.
I did way worse this time.
Me too.
It is okay.
Oh, we're re-roll. Yes.
But yeah. So, given my previous statement of walking into the room and taking the quarterstaff.
Yep. Got it. So things all start to happen. All right. So as you all start moving about, the crayfish is like, "Wah! No!" And it tries to rear up and claw at Wukong, jumping, snapping, disadvantage, 2 attacks. Wukong, I think the 20 might get him anyway.
Well, yep, first one will get him.
Okay.
Oof.
He grabs the monkey and looks really upset that as he comes down, there is no monkey meat in his hand. But at the same time, as he lands, he gurgles out something, and Dullahan, you know it's something akin to help. And as that echoes throughout the chamber, you see the giant boulder in the middle start to rise up. The bamboo staff starting to shift, then another and another, as an enormous hermit crab reveals itself. You hear the term Kalkakila, which I'm going to hope
Yes.
D&D you didn't make a Coca-Cola joke, but maybe they did. Dullahan, as 2 monstrosities reveal themselves, what are you up to?
Yes, apparently his help. His name is Kalakalakaliki, whatever his name is.
It's the thing to say.
I'm not That got me. I don't know why. What an old song reference to have on the top of your tongue.
There you go.
Jesus, that's even old for us. I just have that damn song in my head. So, I know that Toll of the Dead doesn't work.
We have discovered that that is an ineffectual cantrip, yes.
I'd like to try to suggest something to the hermit crab.
Okay.
That suggestion just being not to attack us. We're just we mean it no harm, and we'd like to pass.
Okay. It is not immune to being charmed. So, straight up wisdom, I think.
$15.
All right. And just talking it down?
Just like we mean it at home. We're just passing through.
So it seems to be responsive to this, and you can see it like it's rearing up, the big bamboo-like legs flailing about, and it's like, all right. And then you all hear it burble something, and then you just hear Dullahan, because you can understand.
Mm-hmm.
Guardian, you've done well. Go back to sleep. These ones mean us no harm. And then it just sort of settles back down.
I try to communicate this to the group in some manner.
Sure.
And because I have to propel myself somehow, because I'm levitated. I guess it's kind of like I kick the surface of the mud to propel myself.
Sounds good.
And 25, 30. Okay.
All right. Boody, there's a giant hermit crab right next to you, but it seems more intent on going back to sleep than attacking. What are you doing?
Just to be safe, I'm disengaging.
Okay.
And I am going to fly there.
Sure.
Yeah, just so you know, Dullahan, you can only concentrate on one spell at a time, so you would not be levitating.
No!
Oh no, he's muddy.
Let's see. Is it a concentration spell?
Both, I was like, they're both.
No!
I have levitate. I was like, I think that's a concentration spell.
Oh no.
Okay, let's rethink this. Oh, this is tough. Doesn't want to get dirty.
So I'm gonna say, since we did say the suggestion was there, it just slipped your mind that the levitate wasn't gonna hold up, and levitate doesn't cut out like immediately. You don't like fall, but also you're like, this mud's getting stickier. Why is it up to my knees by the time you're over there?
I see Boody flying. Take me with you. No.
I mean, I have some movement left. I can try to grab him.
I'm willing to see an athletics DC 10 from both of you, not for both of you to end up face first in the mud.
I'll try it. Athletics. Here we go.
Oh yeah, no, I don't want to be dirty.
19.
Boody was flying.
I am. I'm just going to try to swoop down and get him.
Yep. So they airlift Dullahan over to the steps.
If then my headphone must have cut out completely because I didn't hear any of that. I was just like, all of a sudden, why are we sinking? What's going on?
Oh, Boody, you're such a lifesaver.
So
Yes.
maybe not so much a lifesaver, because as he gets you over to the stairway, you see the landing at the foot of the short flight of steps is filled with mud and silt that partially blocks the door leading north. The door is meant to open inward towards you, but there are hinges on this side and a large grip to pull on. Boody, you won't be able to put Dullahan down without sinking him in the mud. We'll let you just flap about there, straining to keep him up for the moment.
All right.
Morrigan, there's a comedy happening over that way, but what are you up to? Oop, mute.
Thank you. The quarterstaff. Was that actually a quarterstaff?
Quarterstaff was actually one of the hermit crab's legs, and it has now been tucked underneath and is sleeping.
Huh. Wunderbar.
Well, it's trying to get back to sleep. It's pulling the mud up, making a little pillow.
The doors to the north and south, I'm assuming equally blocked?
Doors to the north and south not as badly blocked because they're not lower than the level of the mud, but there is some mud in front of them.
I do believe that I am going to walk away from Mr. Crayfish and go attempt the door to the south.
Door to the south, sure.
That,
Give me a quick DC 5 Strength Athletics check.
Yeah, no problem. I need to move my wolves with me as well.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a hot moment.
Move as a pack.
Strength Athletics. Nope.
Nope. You go to pull the door and it just glurk. I mean, a little bit better footing maybe, and you would have been fine, but you slid towards the door instead of the door coming towards you.
Let me see.
And that'd be movement and free object interaction. Action.
I'm going to take the crowbar, wedge it in.
Sure.
And try to use that to leverage.
Action. Second attempt with advantage. Go for.
12.
Yeah. The door comes open, revealing a hallway leading south to a short flight of steps.
See, I'm glad I borrowed this from His Highness.
Morgan, you've got a little bit of movement left maybe, and as you finish that out, we'll find out what Selenite is doing.
Let's see. I was right next to that. I have 5 feet of movement, which means I'm going to just step onto cleaner pavement.
Makes sense.
A couple of the wolves. I'm just going to shift for the rest of. And of course, their command right now is just to defend me.
Sure. And they are happy muddy puppies.
Yeah.
There's going to be some mud flying around when these folks shake off.
Yeah. I mean, Morgan's going to be joining them.
It's good for your spores.
Is just going to move up to join Morgan, and then she'll take the dash action and get to the top of the stairs.
Ooh. As you start to dash across the ground, you realize, maybe haste in mud wasn't the best idea. Can I have a DC 10 dexterity saving throw?
Shouldn't she be dashing after she takes her 30 feet?
Sure.
She's not in a hurry. She's just going to take her 30 feet and then instead of an action, take another.
We'll let it go. Okay. Down the hallway you go, you see a small door after a short flight of stairs. That's movement and action, and we're going to go ahead and drop out of turn order because you guys haven't done anything to offend our friends as you start making your way out of the room. So, Dullahan, Boody, quick question, are you coming back south with the rest of the group, or are you making efforts on this muddy door?
I say we head south. I'm not going to get in the mud and try to open up this door. So.
Oh, bless your heart. Yes.
All right, hold on. You want to do another athletics check?
Yeah, go ahead. DC 10 athletics check. We just need it from Boody this time. Dullahan's got a death grip already.
This will be fine. Don't worry.
No.
That's right on his
Get about
ass.
10 feet and just Your wings get
No!
out.
He was trying so hard, but no, there's just not enough airspace, not enough clearance, and Dullahan, you're a muddy boy.
Oh,
I will try at least to help him back up.
So you clear the room.
Vegetation will clear that right up.
Yeah, you clear the room, but not unscathed. And that
how undignified. Ugh.
Hey, listen, I have a strength of 10. What do you want from me? I have hollow bones. So what do you want?
You give it your best. I know you.
He did give it a try. So that leads you to a doorway. The door is unlocked and opens fairly easily, and it reveals a room.
It's like another muddy room.
Well, we are in a temple that was up until recently submerged, so this room is wet, and the walls are covered with a slimy white buildup. There's about an inch and a half of water and mud blanketing the floor. Many overturned pedestals and pieces of broken statuary lie on the floor, partially buried in the mud. Opposite the entrance to this room is another door. Only one pedestal remains standing in the northwest corner, which would be down here, down there. Yeah, sorry, yeah, no, yeah, maps rotated. So southwest, somewhere. On it sits a small metallic three-sided pyramid. Overhead in the shadow draped ceiling are inlaid colored tiles depicting a starry sky and forming strange patterns in the areas above the pedestals.
Interesting. Looking at these patterns and everything, am I able to deduce any meaning from them?
Give me a DC 15 nature check.
22.
So, inspecting the pattern carefully, you realize it's not a design caused by the tiles and the stars. It's that several of the tiles and the stars are obscured by a large colony of algae. It looks for a moment like a green slime, and you prepare yourself for it, but then no, it's just normal algae. The oddity of the design and the way it grows is because the walls are repellent to it. It is stuck to the ceiling, staying away from the walls. And you realize that is because the walls are coated with caustic lime. You would not want to touch that. It would burn you like acid, even though I think it's technically a base.
Mm-hmm. And you mentioned there was a small metal pyramid on a pedestal?
There is. Small pyramid appears to be made of silver.
Looking at it on the pedestal, does it appear to be trapped at all?
Give me a perception. Over the noise of Dullahan cursing.
Dullahan is being too loud.
Like every time you get you Indiana Jones it, you get ready to touch it, and then he's like, "Damn it!" And you're like, "Oh!" But it can't tell. You're like, I'd just have to pick it up to find out.
And that's exactly what's going to happen.
Sure. You yoink the small pyramid off, and realize it's actually a fairly hefty chunk of silver. You'd say it's worth about 5 gold pieces. And give me a quick history check, if you would.
Sure. Nope.
You give the pyramid a little rub, clear some dust and mud off of it. Oh, you're like, oh hey, look, a coyote, a crab, an alligator, a person, a jaguar. What cool designs! And no significance is imparted to you. Dullahan.
Yes.
Give me a... Oh, you're way back there. You're fine.
And that would put me technically there.
Yep.
Pulling the thing off.
You got
And
it.
if you're trying to wipe off the mud onto the dogs, you're just going to come back coated in even more mud.
And a little bit
Yeah,
of dog.
I imagine that's probably already happened.
Yeah,
But they're just like doing the shaking and the whole deal.
Yeah, it's just trading back and forth in this point. It's gotten spiteful.
And the wolves move with me.
Glumph. The wolves give a quick sniff at the walls and then glue themselves to the center of the room. They want nothing doing with that.
Yep, that's why they're positioned how they are.
Just what are we doing?
Tromping through mud, it seems.
Well, this wouldn't be a nice little trinket.
I'm gonna fly as
Maybe
best I
I'll get
can.
some money for it.
Ceiling in here isn't really high enough for a good flight, so you're just sort of like bobbing along.
I'll take it.
Wait for the door.
Or look safe to touch.
That was about to ask.
Sorry, say that one more time.
Or look safe to touch.
Door looks safe to touch. It's just the walls that seem to be made of lime. The door, standard stone.
But
Here, take the crowbar, just in case.
you will take the crowbar.
Okay. On the good news side, the door opens easily.
And she'll move in.
Sounds good. You see, not enough, because I didn't really feel enough. We're going to go ahead and catch that up. Boink.
Is America's shield?
Yes. Yes. You've discovered where Captain America spent all that time when he disappeared. So, the walls and ceilings of this hallway are coated in slime, and the floor of the passage is covered in a layer of mud. Through this muck, a steady stream of water trickles to the west. Stucco on the walls is flaking off, and there are glowing silver tracks in the slime crisscrossing the walls and ceilings. Along the north wall of the passage stands a 12-foot stone statue of a man outfitted in fine clothing, holding a stone tray in his raised arms. Its eyes appear to be black gemstones. The right one droops out of the socket, balanced on the statue's cheek. From behind the left shoulder protrudes the hilt of a weapon, most likely a sword. The stone tray, as well as the forehead and nose of the statue, are chipped and scratched. And it looks a bit like that.
Does that weapon look like it can be run? Or is it part of the statue?
Give me a perception check.
$15.
You wouldn't know without trying it.
Selenite, will you move up with me for a moment? I want to inspect the statue closer.
She'll just nod because she's still not breathing.
You said one of the gemstone eyes was perched on the cheek, like out of the socket?
Correct. It looks like it's slid down out of the socket and is just sort of like laying on the cheek.
What happens whenever I touch it, like as I go to pick it up?
It's a really tall statue, so you would need to climb up on it or fly up towards it to get there.
How tall is tall?
How tall is tall? 12 foot tall.
Booster.
Sure.
This works. I
Uh,
was just going to use the reach of the spear to just kind of off the cheek.
oh, sure. So if you're just trying to knock the gemstone off the cheek, you give it a little pop, and the gemstone falls and blunks in the mud. After a second, you're able to walk over and pick it up. It looks like a polished piece of obsidian. You'd say probably 10 gold on the open market.
Okay, now I would like a boost.
Okay.
Boosting up, I'm going to... I don't have daggers. Oh well. I'm just going to use the tip of my spear in order to try to pry the other one out.
Sure.
Gently.
You got it. Give me, if you would, a DC 15 dexterity check.
Yeah, give me one moment. I'm entering the other one into the loot.
No thieves' tools, because for some reason you're using your spear instead of those fancy tools made for just this thing.
Do they really work for that?
Yeah, I would imagine so, but...
Give me a hum.
I mean, if they don't come with a standard tool for prying the eyes out of gems, or gem eyes out of idols, somebody's falling down on the job.
Yep, small file, set of lockpicks, small mirror mounted on a metal handle, set of narrow-bladed scissors, and a pair of pliers.
I would think pliers, but who knows. But anyway, DC 15 dex.
Yep. You said dex
Yes.
check or save?
Dex check.
Okay. Oof.
Very much no. So you get in there, you start applying pressure, and all of a sudden you're like, wow, this is moving so much easier than you expected. And you're like, why isn't the gem moving? As the whole statue tilts forward at you. It appears to have been designed to be overbalanced on the top. As it topples, I need a DC 15 dexterity saving throw from both Selenite and Morrigan as the statue rushes toward them.
Considering that I'm like boosted up on her shoulders.
Mm-hmm. You basically just need to fall away from it. 10 points if you don't. Ooh.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I was going to be asking a little bit about, like, since I'm on top of her, could I essentially throw my weight to give her a little bit of advantage, but she already rolled.
I don't think that would work, because if you would throw your weight when you're on someone's shoulders, it would actually pitch the base forward.
Mm-hmm. Unless you were diving into it.
Now I was more thinking to the side.
Either way. But, so DC 15 saving through.
Nope.
Oof. Yeah, 10 points.
When we fail together.
That statue just comes right down. You could not have been more squarely underneath it. But, good news, the statue is now down, and as it lands, the other obsidian eye jiggles loose, and the longsword shakes out a little bit from the sheath.
Me make that 2 times polished obsidian.
Yes, please.
Well, that hurt a little bit.
She looks so rough right now.
Oh.
Need a dungeon after I fought that Hydra. That kind of rough.
Well, Boody beat me to it.
Joe, I didn't hear you if you said anything, but I see the healing.
He gets a double thumbs up.
And, is this sword?
Sure. You draw the sword the rest of the way from its sheath and inspect it. Some would call this a plains sword, but it is basically laminated wood inset with jagged teeth of obsidian. It is functionally equivalent to a +1 longsword, but it's got a air of badass to it that adds a whole nother level. In fact, it deals an extra 2d6 damage against any plant or plant creature.
Longsword. Anybody want a longsword?
I think I'm the one who can use it.
I could use one.
Very well.
What?
Yep, I'm just going to toss it to Dullahan.
But of course, Selenite, since you primarily use this more, if this is something that you would fancy.
Shrugs, because she's not talking.
You could nod. How about 1 stamp for yes, 2 for no?
She raises up her hand and gives him the middle finger.
I'm just trying to communicate. But I take that as a no.
And you have a laminated wood and obsidian longsword flying at you.
I move out of the way and let it fall first. I'm not trying to catch it.
So nice and muddy for you.
Interval go with his attire as it is.
Behind the statue, your extremely high perceptiveness do reveal a hidden passageway leading to the north, as well as the double doors to the west.
Secret doors lead to secret places, I say as I just take the butt of the spear and push the door open.
It's more that it was a plastered over opening than a proper door,
Gotcha.
so you just sort of clear the light layer of plastering cloth that was making it look like a wall.
Wolves to me. Und there is that. And that. Und
And as you look towards that passage, there's water beating and collecting on the walls of the narrow passage. The flooring is damp, cold, but thankfully clear of mud. But the ceiling is only 5 foot high. It's fairly cramped in there.
that 10 hit points is for you, Selenite.
Thank you. And she gives you a pat on your shoulder as thanks.
Yes. You get one in return. Well, that's kind of how it happened to you in the first place, but I'm going to start pushing up into this passage.
Sure. Damp, cold, but clean.
The walls are not made of that same caustic lye?
No, they are not.
On the other side?
These are fine.
And Selenite has to crouch a little bit because she's a little tall for this.
Sounds good.
And before I round the corner, I wanted to just kind of pat myself down, quiet down any kind of loose stuff, and just try to peek around the corner a little stealthily.
Sure. As you peek...
Oof, there ain't no stealth with me tonight.
Whew, it's...
That is 3 natural ones in a row.
You got a lot of sticky mud on your boots. There's a lot of squelching happening. Clean floor to get stuck to. But you do see a fairly good ways down. The hallway continues on, low, cramped, to a door that looks to have been prevented from closing by some rubble or debris. You can hear the sound of water trickling coming up the hallway from that direction, and you can see it looks fairly sloppy down there. Just on the angle, you can see a door in the far wall.
Well, we shall continue to push up. After I remember to tick down that spell slot. There we go. And I'm going to 30.
Sure. You chug your way down to the end of the hall safely and without incident. The hall ahead of you runs north-south, strewn with mud and flotsam. Water accumulates in the center of the corridor and flows southward to where a stone blocks the southern wall has shifted out of place, the one you are standing behind. Corridor turns west through a set of bronze-bound wood doors. The door has a handle and a keyhole.
And the doors with the keyhole up there?
Door with the keyhole is the one...
Double door all the way to our up.
Double door all the way to your... No, double door is the one direct... sorry. The door with the keyhole and the handle is the one directly across from you. Double doors to the north do not have keyhole and handle.
Well, my streak of bad luck will end eventually. I am going to move to this door.
Mm-hmm.
I pull the wolves up.
Yeah, now that they've got space. Just loud shrill whistle and they're all going to start filing up here. And they are going to take position there and there, kind of jostling Boody as they run by.
Sure.
The door.
Mm-hmm.
2 fingers on the handle, light little jiggle. Does it seem unlocked?
Seems like it would probably open.
Go ahead and open it.
Sure do.
It's just around the river bend. Anyhow.
Okay, the room ahead is full to bursting with water. At least 6 foot fills the chamber, almost reaching the top of the door on the other side.
Also,
I'm in Dullahan. I found the bath for you. Better make it quick. And just remember that I can do something.
Sorry, what's up?
We found your bath.
It is a large room filled with relatively clear water. The mud seems to have settled down. It's about 6 foot deep. The door on the western side is about 8 foot tall, so you can see about 2 feet of the door showing. You can see the handle of the door down under the water, and water continues flowing into the room between your feet, splashing merrily down the stairs.
Looking
As much
carefully.
as I'd like to...
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, I was about to say to respond to your clip, but if you're going to open the door, go ahead. Don't let me
No.
slow this down.
You go for it. I'm just
As
taking
much
a
as I'd
single
like to
step in.
get clean, getting wet is not on the highest of my priority.
Oh, but getting wet is one of the many joys of life.
As Selenite lets out a burst of air, having held it that long, but then lost it.
I give the double finger guns with a wink. It's like, yeah.
And stepping a little bit closer and minding my footing on the stairs, I'm going to... Morrigan reaches a hand out towards the other door. Not that this is necessary. And she just tells it to open using thaumaturgy.
Give me thaumaturgy real quick.
If it is unlocked, it instantaneously opens or slams shut.
Gotcha. Sure do. So You start to apply the thumb, and boy, that door opens fast. The moment you apply the slightest pressure, it seems like it was ready to blow. The door slams open, the water whooshes out. It still takes it a few seconds to drain, and you get that cool little bathtub circle effect as the water roars out and down the passageway. You hear a groan from further down as wooden doors suddenly take the brunt of the water. And then, eventually, that rushing water sound fades away, and the room's now only filled with 2 or 3 inches of water. On the far side, you can see a hallway that then turns south.
Where are we going, guys?
Whoops, somebody muted and talking? Joe, I heard you, but I haven't heard anything else.
Going north.
All right.
North it is.
Joe heads up north to a set of double doors. Or I should say Boody.
Looks like that's where Morgan was heading. Acheron, are you with us?
Yes, I am. I had 3 different types of mutes on my headphones. But I was saying, yes, let us move to the doors up ahead, up to the top, and as interesting as the door to the other side of that chamber is.
Sure.
Mental map-wise, that she's been keeping, this seems like it might connect up with the other mud-strewn door that Boody and Dullahan had originally gone to.
Seems like a reasonable idea. If you would arrange yourselves as you might when the door is opened.
Actually, how
Moving up.
not moving back up all the way. Because going to try the thaumaturgy trick again.
Sure. And do me a favor, let's roll 1d6 and let's have that represent the total amount of time that we've been running around down here in tens of minutes. You guys have been moving pretty quick, but just to see if those wolves have been sticking with us this whole time.
Well, if they're gone, that means we're in a shit ton of trouble.
It means about an hour will have passed.
Yeah,
So if you roll
we're
a
in
6 on the
trouble.
d6, so you're about 40 minutes in.
Yeah.
Okay. And as you thaumaturgy the door open, kerbang.
And this is immediately visible, yes?
That will be immediately visible. So as the doors bang open, you hear just for a moment a melodious sound, singing perhaps even some sort of harp instrument. And then it goes silent. And you hear a splash, a surprised squeal, and another splash. The room is lit by soft light that reveals a section of rocky beach. Beyond the beach is a pool of glowing water, filling half the room and framed by a crystal cavern. Green fronds can be seen in the pool. The light seems to flow from everywhere. The pool and the walls are glistening like soft moonlight. On the far side of the pool is a set of doors carved with a sun symbol. Sitting on the beach in front of the crystalline pool was a woman, young and slim, with long golden hair and pale white skin. She seemed to radiate a silver light, but you only saw a glint of that as she dove beneath the water in a long, arcing dive. Here for a moment, gone for a moment.
Any idea what it was from the brief glimpse that we had?
I mean, you saw the label, but it looked like a young woman. After a few seconds of not seeing her surface, let's say give me an Arcana.
Nope. I am just botching rolls tonight.
Humanoid of some form. You travel with one of the Genasi? Genies? Genasi? I don't know. So, there's lots of things that it could have been. Anything from an elf with a good breathing to a human who likes to have their ears pointed.
Interesting. Well, shall we move up and see if the woman is going to resurface anytime soon? Wouldn't something innocent drown itself?
I'll
Let's
just
go.
kind of just like nods. Sure, why not?
Yep, and I'm going to move the full 30 feet. The wolves are going to kind of spill out around me into the room. That would be able there. Be able there. Yeah, something like that.
The pools seem immediately to go deep.
The water seems like it's got a ledge about 5 feet from the edge that would probably only be 2 to 3 feet deep, after which it gets much deeper.
Does it look clear?
Fairly murky. There's a lot of mud and other such things that have been flowing into it from, as you may have guessed, the other chamber where all the mud lay.
That's fair.
And you said the room seems to be lit. How again?
It's just glowing. Everything in it seems to glow. There's a lot of crystal in the formation of it, and even the walls, the ceiling, everywhere that's not covered by that sand and mud that you now stand on. And you can see growing up through the water, coming up out of the murky depths, green fronds in the pool. So it seems to be a fairly healthy pool. Kelp Lake.
Any kind of like flower blooms on it, seed pods, anything like that?
None that you see.
Okay.
On the far side of the pool from you, that set of double doors is carved with a sun symbol.
And we saw the sun symbol on the set of double doors that we pried off the hinges, yes?
Yes, you've seen that symbol repeated several times.
Okay. I wonder what the symbol means. Maybe it indicates the way out? And this way for sunlight?
Shrug.
At this point, I'll take it.
Does this seem like when you said that there's a ledge on the edge, like here, that also seems like a ledge?
It seems like it would make sense that it's there, though you can't see it, because that would be the only way those doors would make sense.
Well, going to move up slightly.
All right, everybody freeze for a moment.
Yep.
And we're just going to hit a button here. We're just going to clear a thing here. And if everyone would please add themselves to the turn order.
Boody and I, same wavelength.
Already our minds are becoming as one.
The initiatives are so great on this character.
Welcome to my world.
Okay, come on back to the layer, get to the spot you're supposed to be at, and where'd my turn order settings go? Descending. All right. Dullahan, as the others are watching their step and making their approach, you're the first to notice the woman's head rising up from out of the water, followed by her shoulders, and about a third of her. She must be kicking like a demon beneath the water to float that way. As she sits there, she begins speaking, but I'm not sure if anyone can understand her.
More of this. Ugh.
How long does comprehend languages last?
Hour. He's got 20 minutes left.
Is it concentration?
No, it is
No.
not.
Oh!
It is not. Excellent.
Yes!
Pays out dividends. You hear the woman say a thing. Would have been helpful if I hadn't closed that one. What business have you here, approaching the mighty Zoltzhala?
Do you understand common?
What nonsense are you saying?
I'm saying this to presumably the mighty Zoltana.
What? And she doesn't seem to understand what
Who?
you're saying. Yes.
Speak louder. Say it louder to her. She might understand.
Do you?
No.
Use hand gestures.
Yeah. I tell the group, this is the mighty Zoltana. She wants to know why we came into her chamber. I can only understand. I can't effectively communicate to her.
Selenite points up. She kind of does this gesture since she doesn't understand it anyway, so words don't matter. She kind of gestures to the whole group. We're trying to go up. She's just pointing upwards.
Sure.
Perhaps we should present her with a gift. So I'll move into the chamber.
So how about as these things start to happen, I think maybe a performance from Selenite as you begin to communicate. We want to get past you and go up, or how do I get out of here?
I got a +2 in performance. There you go.
That's pretty good.
Full on charades.
So as you speak, you hear her respond, you wish to travel upwards.
And
Well.
I nod vigorously.
Well, of course, that can be arranged. Have you
Oh, wait.
Whoop.
Oh, wait a sec. I'm just gonna cast this. I want to see if it actually does what I want it to.
Okay.
I don't know. Nope.
That
Damn.
one does not translate for you.
Damn. I was hoping we could go into the mind and like do the thing, but nope. Oh well. Haven't used this one cantrip yet. All right, continue. Sorry, Case.
Oh, yeah, no problem. She says, I'm willing to let you pass for an appropriate tribute.
I say tribute. She demands a tribute.
And as she speaks, she moves slightly to the side and rising up out of the water, a massive carven idol, trident in hand, some god of the sea, it seems. It lowers its hand toward you mechanically and palm up waits for your tribute. It seems as though the hand holding the trident could also lower in a similar fashion, but has not yet.
Selenite will glance at Morrigan in a "do we have anything" kind of way.
Morrigan's just going to glance back in a very agitated look.
We have this sword we just got.
Maybe just straight up gold. Do it.
And give her the sword. Give her the sword. I think you might need it.
Yes. Perhaps she's never used a backpack. It is quite helpful.
You know what?
I don't think she can carry many things with those flippers.
You know what? Selenite's got this. She reaches into her pack and pulls out a perfect golden ring.
Mm-hmm.
And places it in the palm statue's hand.
Okay. Is that the golden ring that you retrieved earlier in the caves? I think.
Way early on. This
way earlier.
Okay, yes. Okay. So I know which one it is. So yes. So as you place it down, please roll me a religion check at advantage.
I'm going to fail this so hard. Oh my god!
At advantage with the crit, despite the -1, you are totally fine. The woman seems pleased. The hand closes, and you can see it's more of just a folding of the stone fingers. They don't move like fingers would. And the statue sinks back into the water. The woman gestures.
Done, Selenite.
Yeah, the woman gestures grandly for you to continue to the north. She even goes so far as to swim over, and you can see as she reaches the edge, she steps up onto a ledge and then opens the door. She's quite pretty, but as she jumps back into the water, you realize there's things off about her, things not quite right.
Nope, no time to dwell. Though.
I believe we have 20 minutes before we're screwed.
Things such as?
Just things. Gills, bits of fin, shape of face, shape of arms, extra muscles. Things that you just like, ooh, that's not a normal person. Not of any person type you're familiar.
Who are we to judge? We have a flying bird.
I mean, true.
A vampire. A fungus man.
Yep.
Come.
All shapes and sizes.
That is a tiefling.
Yeah, Morrigan's not voicing any of this out loud, by the by.
Yep.
Though, I do think she would have taken the backpack. I mean, whole islands were traded for beads.
I mean, possibly. So, Dullahan, you will need to get your boots a little wet, though. We're moving through about 3 feet of water.
This is getting quite tiresome. I hope we find the dry section soon.
Assume that I'm up next to Selenite, but I'm having the wolves move up ahead of me.
Speak of the devil, you come through an L-shaped hallway and a set of stairs, splashing your way through 3 feet of water until you reach the stairs, and then up to a dry and, thankfully, mud-free hallway.
They're now back behind us again.
The mer creature emulates your thumbs up. And as the doors close behind you, you can hear the sound of singing resume. Hallway!
Dry.
Long hallway.
How wonderful.
Personally, I don't think we should have given it anything.
Super long hallway.
And Selenite is actually going to speak at this point. We don't have time to fight.
There is always time. Good scuff.
The hallway is 20 feet wide and has piles of rubble and debris scattered along its length. The walls are covered with frescoes, The east wall displays scenes of battle between natives and invaders. The west wall depicts people questing for new land. Experiences during the journey include crossing treacherous mountains, sailing over storm-tossed seas, and receiving guidance from the gods in their battles to keep their homeland free of invasion while invading others. In the center of the wall is a painting of a pyramid with a temple atop it, and the sun shining over the land. Double bronze doors stand at the northern end of the hall that you just came through. Down the hall to the south is an archway covered in the form of twining serpents. Beyond it, the corridor continues into shadow.
Well, they've picked a theme. So they've stuck with it. Now, this sun symbol,
Mhm.
do we know what this is? It keeps on reoccurring.
Sure. This sun symbol it seems to be a representation of their forward progress as well as their god, and seems to occur primarily on doorways. In fact, as you inspect the sun symbol, you realize it does depict a door, a secret door hidden in the wall.
Whoa. Oi, oi.
So you discover that. Continuing down, Selenite, Morrigan.
Looky what we have here. Another secret passage.
At the very south end of the corridor, you discover that I can't think of a better description. They wily coyoted it. The hallway is painted on the end of the wall. It's made to fool someone who is running at full speed. Approaching with caution, you reach out and tap the wall. You're like, okay, yeah, that's pretty obvious. And you look at the floor and, yep, there's a pit there. Maybe if somebody was in a real hurry trying to catch a roadrunner, they might fall for this one, but you're much too smart.
She'll turn around and move back to the secret door.
Sure can.
And open it and go in?
And open it.
And go in.
All right, hang on a second.
The theory about the sun equaling a door.
Sun, door, caused, not causality. The other one.
What's the matter, Dullahan? Don't like being surrounded by wolves?
No. It just seems more efficient for you and your little pack.
So this corridor is high-ceilinged and decorated with sculptures mounted on the walls. Two corridors branch off from the main hall, a narrow one to the north and another to the south. The statuary that adorns the walls consists of 4 sculpted animal heads. Each one is 6 feet above the floor and 2 to 3 feet in diameter. Opposite the passage that leads to the north is the stylized head of a coyote, and across the hallway from the one going south is the head of a grinning bear. Near the east end of the corridor is the head of a bison, that is the one closest to you, and on the far end, the head of an eagle with its beak open. Something shines from within the eagle's mouth. That would be the eagle. Boop. Eagle over there.
I don't see anything that you're doing.
How about that one?
There you go.
There we go. All right. Don't rotate maps on me, roll 20. This is just killing me.
So, question. All of these symbology, just like you in the word niche earlier.
Yep.
Symbologies, the iconography. There we go. Any of that matching up with what was on the silver pyramid? I can't remember what you said was on that.
Yes, many of the animals that you saw on the silver pyramid are being repeated here. The bison, the coyote. You don't see the alligator or depiction of one of the hunters or humans.
Well, fan out. See if there are other doorways.
And can I move up like right here and just be able to look down that way without standing in front of it?
Sure. See a hallway leading off in that direction. You can see a little bit more of the cubby there.
Well, if you're worried about traps, the best
I can tell
way-
it curves back to the hall, right?
It doesn't. It curves back towards the hallway, but you didn't see any doors on this side.
Right. So she's gonna gesture that it goes straight and then curves back towards the way they just came from.
Mm-hmm.
If you're worried about traps, the best way to find the trap is to trigger it. And I am going to have one of the wolves just straight up dash to the end of the hall.
Okay.
If anything triggers.
Wolf straight up dashes to the end of the hall, stops and looks around, and nothing seems to have happened.
Okay, and then it's going to end up dashing all the way back down the other side of the hall.
Sure.
So I summoned Wukong back.
That takes an hour to do.
Not if you expend a.
Oh no, it's casting time 1 hour. Sorry about that. It's actually a cast.
Yep. It's an hour and
Yeah.
10 minutes if you want to do it as the ritual.
Well, that's dumb. Bye, Wukong.
Sorry, Wukong.
Moving here,
Okay.
and this way.
And you can see a bit more going down. Wow, it's a long hallway.
Morrigan's
Is
just
it
going
dark
to
in here?
It is dark in here, but we're going to assume eventually you guys can light things up.
I still have my Produce Flame going on.
Yeah.
I haven't thrown it yet.
I'm not super concerned about light distances. So you're either chucking torches or throwing fireballs or whatever it happens to be.
Are these
Say it again?
statues that she sees here?
There are some statues that you're about to see, and I'm going to open this area up here so you can see more stuff. And we're going to talk about a few things you see. One of which is just across from you, where'd it go? Eagle that is located across from Selenite. There appears to be a bracelet, intricately crafted, made of gold, wedged in the eagle's throat. That's the little bit of metal you can see glinting.
Look like it got stuck, like it's been stuffed in there, or like it's supposed to be there.
It looks like you would think it's most likely one of those test of courage kind of things. Like it's supposed to be there, but it's also supposed to be retrieved. But it's one of those, yeah, if you want it, reach into the eagle's beak.
She's gonna gesture to Morgan and come closer, come up beside her.
And Morrigan will do so.
She kind of makes that motion of like a whipping motion, with like a curious look on her face. Like, can you whip it out of there?
Morrigan gets what you're putting down. And to be honest, that's the reason I was keeping a little bit of distance from you to begin with, is if you ended up triggering something, I was going to thorn whip you out of the way. So yes, I will use thorn whip to pull it out of the eagle beak.
Sure, go ahead and give me an attack. Oh wait, oh yeah. Wow.
Of course, I'm not trying to damage it. It's
I'm pretty sure like ring whipping is actually a thing, and man, you're practiced at it. So yeah, you're like, and the ring just comes right out, arcing in the air towards you. You catch it all nonchalantly as the eagle beak snaps down but nothing to snap upon. You have a golden bracelet.
This is nice. Any iconography on it, or is it just a woven golden bracelet?
It is quite pretty, and inspection causes you to suspect that it is magical.
Well, no time like the present. And just going to slip it on. Same arm
Okie dokie.
that the, so, left hand. Same one that the dragon ring is on.
Would you want me to identify that?
I like to live a little on the edge from time to time.
You only have 10 minutes to give you.
Yeah.
So yes, you slide the bracelet on, and it is fairly obviously magical, as it does resize to your wrist as you put it on. It seems as though it will require attunement, but the magic was demonstrated in that it did grow over your hand and then snug to your wrist.
This is nice.
Do let me know if and when you attune to it. You will need to spend a short rest doing so.
I was about to say, when's our next short rest?
Yep.
When
Fair
we
enough.
get out of this damn temple.
I mean, you could take a short rest right now. What is the worst that could happen? But to the north,
That's the worst that could happen. Everybody but me could die.
I mean, that might happen. To the north, along both sides of the corridor, deep in the shadows, human figures appear to be floating above the floor. As you approach, you see that the figures are seemingly suspended in the air, are actually withered corpses standing upright on a ledge 2 feet above the floor.
Oh, I wish we were able to take a rest here. I could make use of all the corpses.
Because I don't have divinity.
But for the meantime, is there anything shiny on any of them?
No. The items that they were interred with have rotted and tarnished. Actually, you know what? Some of their weapons are still shiny. They're obsidian, and obsidian doesn't really lose its sheen.
This is perfect. What kind of assortment of obsidian weapons do we have?
Just a bunch of basic clubs.
You know what? I will take one of those.
Sure. You step up to take one of the clubs. And at that moment, there is resistance. The withered hand closes more firmly around the club. And suddenly, those corpses animate.
Start moving. Wunderbar.
They do. Get out of my way. Grab the right things. Come to the right layer.
Oh my
What have you done?
Yes, please add yourself to the initiative order.
Selenite.
Oh, wait, did I open it?
Now is the time.
Yeah, alright.
We do work.
What did you just say? I can't hear you.
I said now is the times that we do work.
We'll miss that she already used her channel divinity, and she needs a short rest. Could have made things a lot easier.
Alright, what do I got? Dullahan, Boody, Zombie, Selenite, Morrigan, and Wolves, please.
You're
did I
having
get the-
them operate on a separate initiative now?
Oh, no, wait, we decided to go on your initiative. That's right.
Yep, even though the spell does do it on a separate initiative.
I thought we flipped it the other way around, but okay. On your initiative, it be, and Dullahan, you are up first.
Crap! I will cast the sleep spell.
Be put to sleep?
We're about to find out.
Probably not. Now that I'm thinking of it.
But you did it, so we're going to find out.
All right.
Probably not.
26 points of sleepy damage. I don't... bring up the sleep spell's description. I don't think the undead are immune to it.
It's a matter of if the zombies themselves are, like as a racial trait.
Yeah, I think they're probably
Undead and creatures immune to being charmed aren't affected.
Aren't affected, okay. They don't. I was gonna say they don't need to sleep, but it didn't say they were particularly. So I think it's in the spell. Yeah, there you go. So actually, that is part of the spell, so you would know that.
Okay, thank you, Lord.
You have fire, yes?
I mean, yeah, I just burn. I guess shoot one. That's all. The best I got for right now. And so I will fire a bolt at it. Let's say this one here.
You got it. The 26 is a solid hit. 14 points of damage is fire.
You did
Then
minus 14. There you go.
think I'll head to the south. 10, 15, 20. Excuse me. 25, 30. That will be my turn.
You got it. Boody.
All right. Booty's gonna fire. Focus fire this one. Here we go. Hunter's mark as well. Sharpshooter 20.
20 is a hit.
21 damage.
Boatload of damage.
And this one.
Hang on. Zombie. 5. Yeah, no, he's dead.
Okay.
Yeah, I was about to say there's no way he's going to be able to roll.
Yep, he can't roll a 30 something. So yes, Booty's second shot.
All right, here we go. Sorry, closed here. Okay.
Oh no.
Blink.
First shot was good though.
Yeah.
Booty, followed up by the zombie, moving forward. First zombie. Where'd you go, zombie? Morrigan, I need strength, athletics, or beat a 4 with athletics or acrobatics. Your choice.
I'm going to do acrobatics since I actually have points in that.
Nice.
Sounds fine. Zombie starts trying to tug on you. Second zombie steps up. Morrigan, same attack style, trying to pull you into the pile. Please beat a 13 with athletics or acrobatics.
Not quite.
That does not. Selenite, as the zombie steps out of your reach, dragging Morrigan, you may make an attack of opportunity.
Yeah, I am totally going to do that.
Certainly may.
I think a 9's going to do it.
A 9 is not going to do it. Morrigan, the zombie.
Are you sure?
What?
Oh, wow. Okay. They have a higher AC than I remember.
I was like,
I'm sorry. I'm spacing out because I haven't played this character in a while. Can we back this up?
No, mine... Sorry, my zombies actually have an AC of 12. Well, the ones that I had.
I'm really confused right now.
Armor.
All right, Dullahan.
Do your thing.
All right, so zombie just dragged Morrigan back. Dullahan, what do you got?
I'm just like, can we make it have a very low roll instead? I forgot I have these portents. I always forget about these damn things.
And zombies have an AC of 8, by the by.
Zombies have an AC of...
The handout that you... I have access to all of these zombies. I can move them. And I had changed the handout that you had given me to AC 12 because the zombies that I had were wearing hide armor.
Oh! Somehow we got the same zombie shit.
Yes.
So you did hit them, and hang on, why are my zombies... Oh, it's the same sheet. Alright.
Yes.
I will figure that one out. So for right now, 8, 12, 12 is
Sure.
damage.
I don't have any zombies, so I'm just going to modify their AC back to 8.
That's fine. I can just remember that it's that for now. So this is 12 points of damage to the zombie. 12 points of damage to the zombie. Portent.
Well, we've already gone past this. We've already changed damage. It would be a lot to change it.
Yeah.
To go all the way.
So let's. We'll.
Yep.
I just have
do
to
you know
remember
what
I
your,
have these same things.
do you know what your portent rolls are?
Yes.
Okay.
3 and 11.
3 and 11. Okay. So hang on to those. And in the meantime, we've got. Just gonna make the zombies pile up first.
Wunderbar.
Boop. Yeah, they're not smart zombies, but they're very enthusiastic.
Check my spells.
All right, and
That is
Morrigan, you're gonna get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zombie slam attacks coming at you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zombie slam attacks.
The 18 and the 17 touch.
You got it. 5 points of
5.
bludgeoning damage.
And as a reaction, the one that grabbed me, can I have it make a Constitution saving throw?
Sure can.
Okay, it's
It
fine.
does.
I think it. Let's make it 11.
Let's make it 11.
Help.
So I need to roll. What is it? 2d4? 2d4? Yes. 2d4? Yes. Eight damage, necrotic.
8 necrotic damage dealt.
Way to make it count.
Well struck. Zombies. Zombie range is... That's about all they're going to get out of them. Selenite.
Am I allowed to move here or not?
You cannot go past the 2 zombies. You'd have to kill one to get through.
Okay, that's fair. I just want to make sure. So I'm gonna focus on the one that's right in front of me first.
Mm-hmm.
Did the wolves not get a turn, or we've not
On my
come up
turn.
on that?
Oh,
okay.
Morgan's turn.
Take this. Hang on one quick second.
Mhm.
Just start Morrigan, start cackling.
Okay. First thing that she's gonna do is she is going to bonus action and give her Searing Smite.
Okay.
Just show you what that gives. Bonus action, Searing Smite. Mark that off. And then she's going to attack the first zombie in front of her.
Sure can.
Ooh.
With 18.
18 is a solid hit. 8 points of damage dealt. Let's see that Searing Smite damage.
2.
And since it didn't go down, she will hit it again.
Sure can. 12 will hit. 8 more points of damage. The Searing Smite only triggers once.
Yep, only triggers once.
So
Okay.
you hit it. You have probably caught it on fire at the start of each of its turns. Yep. So next round, when its turn comes around, it will burn more.
Okay. This is the first time I've ever used it.
Yep. Hey, no problem.
I'm used to it. I'm used to my shield of faith, which just does.
Right. So it is on fire. Fire looks like that, sort of. It's more of a wing. That's fire for now. Selenite, anything else for you?
Since I can't move, that's it.
Alrighty. Morrigan, as you cackle.
Question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Using a flask of oil. Just kind of like smashing it on the ground, smashing it all around kind of deal.
Okay.
Action, free action?
Are you trying to attack with it?
No, I am literally just smashing it on the ground, getting it all over the floor.
I would say we could free action that.
Cool. So, as my action and the free action, I'm actually going to smash 2 of them on the ground.
So you can smash 1 oil on the ground with a free action, and then 1 oil on the ground with a action.
With an action.
Okay, so you've covered 2 5-foot squares with oil.
Yep.
And which 2 are you covering?
I am going to draw them.
Sure. Sounds good. Oily.
Yep.
Action, regular action, bonus action?
Bonus action. I don't have anything for a bonus action, but actually I do.
Some wolves.
Yes, bonus action. Even though the wolves are already commanded to defend me, it's just going to be attack.
Sure can. Wolves, please.
Yep. So, wolf running up, going to.
For the weaker one, just possibly give you some movement.
Yeah. Wolf. And this is at advantage since I have an ally within 5 feet.
Sure do.
Nom 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 nom. 8 for 6.
8 for 6. It hits. Zombie.
Actually 17. Yes.
6 plus 5 is 11. Zombie is still standing.
That is perfectly fine. It still needs to make that DC 11 strength saving throw or be knocked prone.
I mean, you've got advantage, but yes, go ahead.
It's still up. Okay. And well, that is a little bit of a bummer. Because I do believe that means I can't move any more wolves up and in. Actually, you know what? The wolf that attacked is going to shuffle back, provoking the opportunity attacks.
Okay, both zombies try to grapple. Wolf, please beat us 12 with a strength or dexterity.
Oh, we'll go dex. 13.
And then please try and beat us 6.
22.
Wolf can move.
Wunderbar. So, wolf is going to shuffle to the back. The other one is going to move up.
Sure can.
Oh, this is going to be ridiculous. Because I now have tactics. Good pack tactics. And you know what? We're going to have that zombie get bit again.
Week 1 bite hits.
Yep.
It falls down. It 8 plus 5 dies.
Good. And for the rest of its movement, it's going to move there. The other one's going to shuffle in, filling this hole.
Okay.
And biting the remaining zombie next to Selenite.
Okay.
22 for 5.
5 is a hit, or 5 is damage.
Yep, and the DC for the prone.
Standing strong.
Good. It'll get another 14 for 7.
Falls down.
Good. This wolf will rush up. 12 for 7.
Still on the ground.
Yep. And it has no reaction, so that wolf's going to move back. That wolf's going to rush forward, try to finish it off. 18 for 6.
Still alive.
But still prone. Shuffle back, and the last wolf is going to move in and bite it again.
I think you already used that wolf.
You are correct. Damn.
Yep, no problem.
Okay. Well, in that case, that wolf is going to be there, and that wolf will be there.
Sure. And I think that's everything.
That is all of the wolves.
You got it. Dullahan.
Talking, I can hear you.
Muted.
On mute. Okay. On mute. On mute. I'll peer around the corner. See that Morrigan is still hemmed up. Would you say that I have a line of sight to the zombie that had detained
Yes.
for Morrigan?
Yep.
I do? Fantastic. So I would like to magic missile
Sure.
bolt at that one, and then other two, I guess at the one right in front.
All right. That
It
zombie
dies.
dies.
Sorry. And the other one gets 9 damage.
And the other one was the one north or south of that, did you say?
South.
South.
I'm just gonna go check on the door to the south. I'll be right back.
You know,
Just head down.
I was like, we're going to miss out on Dave's hijinks, but no, Dullahan's filling in. Boody.
All right, Boody is going to. I'm going to attack this one, and then use Horde Breaker to attack this one.
Sure can.
Here we go. Bottom line, 22 for a 19.
19. That's a lot of damage. That zombie is dead.
Yay. Okay. Look at this guy now. 17,
17's a solid hit.
19.
You're gonna have a lot of trouble missing. That is a big hit, and that zombie's probably gonna die too.
Yeah, it needs to roll a 24.
It did not roll a 24, so that zombie is no more. Boody, Horde Breakering,
Horde Breaker. 11.
is a monster, and 11's still gonna hit. 20 is not enough. This zombie, well, that's not what I meant to type, but this zombie lives. Well, he's undead still, but he's happy about that.
Alright, Booty's going to actually there to get line of sight on these. And I'm just confirm my line of sight here. It's like I can shoot this one next round, right? Hypothetically.
You might have to take a step back, but yes.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right.
I will step back and that's it. Done.
And you know what? I think I deleted my zombie. Come here, zombie. Yeah, I deleted my zombie. Because I believe they were going... Was it before or after Selenite?
Before I do.
Before, I think. Where'd you go? So long ago.
16 initiative.
16 initiative. So it'd be after Selenite.
We should have done a tiebreaker because they're exactly the same.
Do you have a
Dex.
dexterity bonus?
1.
Say it again?
It's a 1. My bonus is even 1.
Theirs
Okay.
is a minus
Theirs
2.
is a -2, so you get to go first. I apologize, I
Cool.
missed that the first
I
time.
wish we would have known that last time because everything would be different.
So Selenite, you do now get the jump on them, though. What would you like to do?
She's gonna move here,
Mhm.
and then move here, and then move here.
They're waiting with welcoming arms.
Be fine. I will just lop some of these arms off. The one to the south of me looks really super hurt, right?
He does.
Gonna smack him.
I sure do.
Do I do the D6 on this one?
No.
Negative.
So the D6 has been expended. The zombie is going to try and resilience, but does not, and is dead.
It's a concentration spell, though.
It lasts
but
until
it's-
your first attack. So you are
Oh.
concentrating it on until your first attack, then the spell...
I'm going to remind me to take that off my spell list, because that's useless to me. I need something that lasts a lot longer if I'm going to blow a spell slot on it. Okay.
That's where it tends to go. Paladins only spend their spell slots on regular old smites.
So if that's dead. The one that is directly above me,
Sure.
gonna get a whacking.
Sure do. It does not look good, but it never did. Selenite, anything else?
Knowing what I know about the wolves, I'm actually going to take a step back, and I know that provokes an attack of opportunity, but I want to give the wolves... Well, no, those zombies will move into that space, won't they?
It's okay.
I'm going to let that happen. I'm going to let that happen, because I
Okay.
want more people.
You take your step back. 2 attempts at slamming on you. 1, 2.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
no. They just
bounce off her armor.
it just makes them feel bad about themselves is all that really does. Morrigan.
Hi there.
Hi. Zombies start to flood the hole.
That's fine. He's still got oil on his feet.
Boop, boop. Alright, one zombie attempts to wrestle Morrigan back into the pile. Morrigan, please beat a 20 with athletics or acrobatics.
Three?
What's
I think
that?
you mean a 3. I think you mean a 3.
I did mean a 3. Why
Which
would I
means
say
automatically
20?
succeed even if I crit fail.
So it's foolish of me. Why would I say that? Oh, well, you know what? Hang
Yeah.
on. Does Portent say you have to be able to see the person?
What?
Does Portent say you have to be able to see the person?
I don't think so. I could look it up.
Okay,
Hold on.
take a
second.
glance when you get a chance. We'll find that one out for later. But we'll let it go for now.
I mean, it's a portent. These things were divine.
These are
This was the-
divine,
you know.
but if you're not there to see
Yeah.
it, did it really happen?
Here, hold on. Here you go.
Any attack roll say that a creature you can see with
Damn
one
it.
of the foretelling rolls.
It's okay. Morrigan's not really.
I saw it in my mind's eye.
You did, you did see it in your mind's eye, and for this time it worked, but for next time they're gonna get you.
Okay.
So we're
Morrigan,
sticking with the 3.
we'll stick with the 3, so the 3 is
Okay.
spent. 3 slam attacks coming at you. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, 1 does tag you for 12.
Yeah, that's going to hurt a little bit. Give me a hot moment. Actually, which one was tagging me for the 12?
It would be this one standing here on the fiery spot.
Cool. As a reaction, I would, before he's actually hitting me, have him make his con save for me.
Have him make a con save for you. Sure can. He doesn't.
Okay, good. Let me roll my 2d4. He'll take 5 necrotic damage,
He will take 5 necrotic damage.
and that is at 0, and then that is at 12. Okay.
Okay. You have the opportunity of making an opportunity attack as the one that is trying to pull you away loses its grip and just stumbles backwards.
Let's see. Yeah, I'll do a one-handed spear attack. I've had my spear in my hand.
Sure.
Actually, no, I wouldn't. It would be just an unarmed attack.
Okay.
Because I'm shield in one hand and throwing, Actually, yes, I'll do that. I'm gonna throw a flask of oil at it as my opportunity attack.
Okay.
And that's going to be plus my dexterity modifier, which is going to be 3. 6.
You miss somehow, just splash a bit more oil on the ground. But the zombie continues to stagger backwards. And then zombies form a little chain. You're going to have 4 attacks coming at you from the zombies that can reach and get away.
So, as a question, does that put oil on the ground where that zombie was?
Same spot as before.
Gotcha.
An ineffectual throw. 4 slam attacks coming at Morrigan. 1, 2, 3, 4.
All miss.
All miss. The zombies are now all piled up again. And the one's like, I want to hit her. Morrigan, what you doing?
First, I'm going to have the wolves act.
Sure.
So they have all moved. Those 3 have moved 5 feet. So zombie there.
Yep, you can just start attacking with advantage until either it dies or something else happens.
11, 18, 23.
Okay, hang on for 1 second. 11, 18, 24, so that's my first con.
Yep.
It passes.
9, so it needs to beat a 14. It passes. That was how many? 4?
1,
So
2, 3, 4. Yep.
Wolf is going to shuffle. So
Okay,
opportunity attack.
1 does it get the slam attack. 19 for 4.
Yep, so let me take 4 off of this wolf. And
then 2 more attacks to try and finish it off.
11 for 9, so needs to beat a...
It does. Ha-ha!
Yeah, this is one hell of a resilient zombie.
Immortality, as promised.
Yep. Anyhow. Morrigan, as her free action, is going to smash 1 more flask of oil.
Okay.
Which means I need to actually tick down 2 flasks because I used 1 for the opportunity attack, and it's going to be that square right there. As my main action, I am going to produce flame on the oil on the ground, creating a little wall of fire right there.
Yes. Okay.
Brilliant.
Woof. You get a little L of fire.
Yep. And for what it's worth, 11 fire damage from the produced flame.
You fired the ground?
Yeah, basically.
The ground says ow.
And it ignites.
And woof.
So those 3 zombies are now standing in fire.
They are.
Which I believe oil flasks add.
Burns for 2 rounds and deals 5 damage to any creature at the end of its turn. Or if it enters it. So it'll be end of the turn, 5 damage, 2 rounds.
Cool. That will be my turn, yes? I don't have any more wild shapes. I don't... actually, I do have something for bonus action. Bonus action healing word on myself.
Sounds good.
For 6. Good. I need to get off.
And Dullahan.
What? Why aren't we running? Why aren't we running, Boody? I don't understand.
Yeah,
Oh. We're winning, it seems. Alright.
I wouldn't go that far.
I can't step on this wolf or occupied space.
You cannot.
Can I cut this corner?
Yeah.
I mean,
It would have half cover if you're doing something with an attack roll.
You gave me a 3, so you can say no.
I'll let you. Yeah, we're good. I mean, you can lean. It's got half cover.
All right. Sure. I'll try to hit it with a bolt of fire.
Sure. Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
I just aim at the flames, right?
Aim at the
There's
flames.
something there, I imagine.
Basically, yes.
Wow.
Oh.
That's a lot of firebolt damage.
That's 20 fire.
I don't think it can actually pass that. Nope.
Nope.
No more zombie. Woof.
Alright, well, I guess we're going this way. And I will move to let Boody. Your turn, sir.
And so Boody. It's like a shooting gallery.
Yep. Move up there. Actually, would I be mistaken, Casey, if I'm actually better positioned here because then I have somewhat of a line of sight on these guys?
In and around. You move to the best spot. So
Yeah.
this guy
You got
and
line of
this
sight
guy
too.
are visible. The other ones you'd have to really get in there.
Which could I, if I really got it, would this really be? No, I can't. I know that it's best. So, on those two guys. Ooh, I missed
A
actually.
6 is a miss.
Wow.
And it's a 4.
Oh.
Hey, I killed 3 last round.
It
So
all balances out.
Boody, as you try and aim, there's too much wolf, too much people, and it's kind of a swing and a miss there.
I don't like being underground. It's these fumes.
It is the fumes. They are getting close to affecting you. Selenite, what you got?
Right. First one I will go for is the one to my right.
Sure do. It falls
so
dead.
Ooh, yeah.
And I will actually move into that space.
Okay.
And I will swap to a javelin
Okay.
instead, so I can attack. Can I go through him, or can I attack this one instead?
You can attack further away from yourself, but you're standing next to a living zombie, this one right here, so you would have disadvantage if you're doing range.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind. I'll just attack the living zombie with my sword instead then.
Okay. Air quotes on living. 9 points of damage struck. It is still standing, though. Selenite, anything else?
Don't believe.
All clear? So, zombies. Ash, you still there?
Yeah, I said no
Oh,
like 3 times.
Sorry.
Yeah, we didn't hear you.
For some reason, it managed to bleep you each of those times. I was
And
like,
I'm not even muted. I was like, nope, I'm good.
I was gonna say normally
Hello?
she clears me. Okay, cool.
Hello?
So zombies start piling in. Fire what fire?
They're not the brightest.
They are not bright animals. 4 zombies going at Morrigan, but they are stubborn. 1, 2,
Uh-huh.
3,
Uh-huh.
4.
Okay, only that first one touches me.
Only the first one touches you. That one then starts the zombie train. Unfortunately, attack of opportunity if you'd like one.
Yeah, screw it. Oil flask.
Sure.
I think a 15 smacks it.
15 does smack it. So that will take 5 points of damage, as will the others that start marching through.
That spread the fire.
Yes, it does. There's no fire there, too.
Each of the zombies that step forward burn in turn, as does the one that just moved away. So I'm updating right now.
Yep.
Everybody take your damage. And 3 more slams coming at you,
Mm-hmm.
Morrigan. 1, 2, 3.
Those last 2 touch. So another
6 more points of damage. Boop. Boop. Damage has been dealt. Zombies have been burned. Morrigan, it is now your turn.
Right. Bonus action, healing word on myself.
Okay.
Can't keep a good druid down.
They trying.
Yep. You know, I'm going to... Yeah, the one directly in front of me, I'm going to Thorn Whip. That one.
Thorn right next to you.
25.
25 is a hit.
For 6.
6 is damage. He's all hugging up on you.
Yep. It's more like I'm trying to rip his head off.
Hey.
To pull a
And...
cat woman.
Yeah. Except I'm more of a wolf woman right now. Speaking of, wolves!
Wolves!
So, there's going to be 2 bites going towards that south zombie.
Sure can.
21 for 8.
Con save.
It
Still
passes.
alive.
The second bite, 13 for 4. It dies!
Dead
Wahaha.
zombie.
Wonderful. Which is going to begin an odd-looking little shuffle.
You can just call the 4 more. You don't have to actually move them around.
Good. Either way, they're still shuffling
Yep.
up. 10 for 5.
10 for 5.
Well, the only one that it has, which also provokes opportunity attack as it's shuffling around.
That's alright. It'll take its 1 slam attack. 3 points of damage. Not going to phase the wolf, though.
Yep, I will mark it towards that one. And another bite. 9 for 8.
9 for 8. Oh, no, it didn't even need to. Sorry.
Yep.
It still had hit points left.
It'll need it on this one, though.
It'll need it on that one.
Which it would have passed if we're using that con. But if we're using that one, it's dead!
That is dead. Luke.
So that was
I think
3
you got
bites. I got 1 more bite left.
One more bite
the
left.
Wolves are smart enough not to move into the fire.
Come into the fire, said the zombie to the wolf.
Nope. That last wolf will actually hold its action for... Here. Probably closer to how it would be as far as locations for them.
Sounds good.
Yep, so last wolf will hold its bite action for whenever a zombie moves forward into
Alrighty.
that space for fire.
And Morgan, did you do your action?
Yes, it was the Thorn Whip.
Thorn Whip, thank you. And then Dullahan.
Well, even if I move down, I doubt I can see anything, right?
Without actually stepping into the fire.
What about like, ooh,
Yeah,
is that kind of a diagonal thing?
yeah. I mean, even right there, that
Yeah, I mean, yeah, sure.
was half cover.
Half cover.
All right, let's try this half cover thing. Oof.
That will still hit.
Woohoo!
6 points of fiery damage dealt.
I shall move aside again. Running out of air.
Boody, would you like to redeem yourself?
Sorry, I'm muted.
Yep, no problem.
Try to. I only have line of sight on this guy though. correct?
Only that guy, yep.
Well, he's getting 2 attacks. So let's see what happens. 15.
15's a hit.
20.
20's a hit. So much damage.
23 and 18.
Yeah, it's just overkilled. It's
Yeah,
dead.
it is. It fall.
It's gone.
It
You
gone.
just pincushion him for... You double tapped for good measure.
There you go.
All right.
And I'll move out for Dullahan. There you go.
Selenite, it comes round to you.
Okie dokie. Okay, make sure I'm not muted.
Yep.
Now we'll go ahead and do some javelins.
Yeah.
That fellow there
Okay.
first.
14's a hit, 5's damage. It's still standing, though.
And a second one. And that's going to miss.
Ooh, 7 is a miss.
Though almost a hit.
It's very
Regardless.
close. Selenite,
Apparently, I can only miss if I crit fail.
that is true. Selenite, anything else? I swear it's swallowing her nose.
Know it's knocking you again.
It just,
What?
Are you good?
Yeah, hang on. I'm trying to focus something. Hold on to that last slot. Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. That's going to bring up the zombies. All right. Out of my way, Fire. Actually, you come with me, Fire. Come on.
Zombies on fire.
Come on. All right. Morgan, you ended up with 4 attacks coming at you.
Uh-huh.
1, 2.
Oh. Both of those missed, but wolf opportunity attack on the zombie that moved up.
Sure.
Or
3,
not opportunity.
4.
Action.
3 will hit.
All right.
But sorry, the third one will hit, but the rest don't.
You got it. 7 points of bludgeoning damage from the slam.
And 9 points of piercing towards that zombie
Yep.
that moved up.
And he just took it.
And
Fires.
the DC.
Oh, no. Where'd you go? Come back here. All right. Get on. Ah! Don't die. Yep, you died. Okay. All right. So we are going to just say the wolves are going to swarm at this point. The fire is going out, and a round of attacks will definitely take out 3 zombies. Congratulations, you have destroyed them.
Woot woot.
Not even enough left of them to give you a parting shot. As the zombies fall, Morrigan, I do need to ask you to roll me a DC 11 Constitution saving throw.
Yeah, because I'm still cackling like a mad woman over here.
Hey, I mean, seems normal for you.
Nope.
Nope. Okey-doke. Where'd my stuff go? Back over here. All right. Bum. So, to the west, the hallway continues in a door. South and north, also available to you, lots of burned and charred corpses on the ground. Each of them was wearing tatters of leather and wood laminated armor, carrying clubs with little bits of obsidian put into them. It's not nice polished obsidian, but they are clubs.
Yep. And I am taking one of them.
Sure.
As soon as it wants to add it to my sheet.
Able to retrieve my javelins that I threw.
Oh, yeah.
Give me a hot moment, refreshing the page. But yeah, after a few more seconds, Morrigan's just going to slowly, her cackling's just going to slowly die down. Going to look back to the rest of the group. Someone was thinking what I was thinking. They are very smart. I'd like to meet this person.
Well, it just kind of points towards the door. Like a let's go kind of motion with her hand.
Yes, we are working on it. Yes. That there.
That door there.
It's logical because it's the one that had all the monsters in front of it.
Yep.
What? Who would protect a room with monsters that was unimportant? So, let's talk about that monster protected room. The door that you are opening is made of heavy bronze. Colorful glyphs are scribed on the western wall, on the southern wall. There are two sideboards against the wall to the north. In the middle of the chamber are two stone divans, each with a human figure stretched out on it. Between the divans is a low stone table holding a flask and two goblets, all made of crystal. In the bottom of the crystal flask is a quantity of silvery dust. The figures on the divans are male and female, each about middle-aged and perfectly preserved. They are very still, dust-covered, and look dead, though so do the things behind you. Their bodies are covered with dry snakeskin. The female wears a silver bracelet and holds what looks to be an ivory wand. The male has an amulet of electrum resting on his chest, inset with a red stone of considerable size. It looks a bit like that.
Awesome.
Very dramatic.
While taking this in, I'm just going to place a hand over one of my wounds. I'm going to burn a cure spell. Keep the last one. Well, it looks like they have some good stuff in them. Shall we help ourselves?
I think we earned it.
Selenite has this very dubious look on her face, like they're probably going to get back up.
Well, if they do, we will be prepared. And, oh, didn't mean to drop her there. I'm actually going to have the wolves move up and start surrounding these like that. And basically their command is going to be, if either of them move, bite.
Sure.
And Morrigan is going to move up. And is the male closest to us or the female?
That is a heck of a good question. One moment, please. It is going to be... The female is to the right-hand side.
Wonderful. I'm going to try to take that ivory wand from her.
Sure.
See if they give any of the same resistance that the others did.
So as you do, things are going to start to happen. So everyone please roll yourselves back onto the initiative.
I am selected, yes. Click the initiative.
I
Good.
think I took your initiative on accident.
And if they are moving, that provokes 6 wolf attacks.
Hey Casey, can I retcon that I moved into the room?
Or
no?
I mean, you could be up in towards the room.
Right there?
Sure.
Okay.
Where'd it go? Back over here, back over here, back over here, back over here. Why can't I? Oh, wrong layer. This should be so easy. Boop. Okay. Morrigan, you go to start pulling the wand. Immediately, the woman awakes and just punches, like, no touchy.
Which provokes the wolves.
Which does provoke a whole string of things. So she is going to punch, punch, punch. Morrigan, you have 3 punches coming at you.
Mm-hmm.
1. But that's not how you hit the button. Try that again. 1, 2, 3.
The middle one touches.
10 points of bludgeoning damage. And please give me a DC 13 Constitution saving throw.
Of course you'd be going for Stunning Strike. That is a negative, Ghost Rider.
You are stunned. The wolves start biting. So 3 wolves on each, I think?
3 wolves on each.
Yes, please.
All at advantage.
Yep.
1, 2, 3.
That's some good wolf rolling. Was that left or right?
That would be right.
You got it.
The one that is the most immediate threat. And then
Makes
1,
sense.
2, 3 to the one on the left.
That's some awesome rolling. So let's see here. 1, 2, 3 is 7, 16, 22. And she is prone, though. And then on the right, or on the left, sorry. That is 13, 19, 23. Also prone. And combat begins in earnest. Top of the combat order. Did I close the turn order?
No, it's open for us.
It won't be at the top because the first adept has had its turn.
Other adept, sorry. Other. Oh, sorry. Having layer issues. Alright. Let's get things sorted back out here. Come on, Casey. You can do this. Other adept looks at the wolves. No good. Starts punching wolves. Wolf to the right.
All prone?
Mm-hmm.
Stands up. 15 spends half its movement to stand up and then starts punching. 6 to the one on the right. Followed up by 7. Think that'll drop it.
Yep, that wolf is gone.
We'll step down. Attack the weak-looking wolf to the left.
Yep.
23 for 8.
And that one is gone.
One more wolf gone. And
that is all of its attacks.
Morrigan.
I am stunned until the start of the Martial Adept's next turn.
You got it.
Does that question.
Mm-hmm.
Can I still use my reaction while stunned?
I believe stun takes away reaction. Let me double check. Incapacitated, fail saving throws, attack rolls, incapacitated means can't take actions or reactions. So yes,
Okay.
you do lose it.
Okay, so no Halo of Spores. Though I could have technically done that whenever it started attacking me, but I didn't do it at the time, so.
Fair deal. Selenite, over to you.
Your turn.
I'm stunned, so that is all of my turn.
Okay. Alright, well, I will attack the prone lady in front of me then.
Sure.
Give me advantage.
Yes.
Oh boy.
Min-maxing there on that, but okay.
That's okay.
And then another one.
Sure does. She does not look good at all. Like, she looked perfectly preserved up until a few seconds ago.
Now she's just got a bunch of bite marks and a couple of sword slashes.
Yeah, not good.
And and then as a bonus action, she will Shield of Faith.
Okay. Sure can.
Oh. Action. Not gonna move. I'm gonna stay right here. So that's me.
Got it. Dullahan.
Yeah, we'll just stick with fire bolting right now.
Sure.
One up front.
24 for 13 is a hit. Need to check one thing. That is not a weapon attack.
It is not.
She falls. Bleh. The man goes, no! And only Dullahan knows what he said. Everyone else just heard, roar! Dullahan, anything else?
Nope.
Boody.
Alright, I'm supposed to try to snag these missiles, but let's see what happens. Move my hunter's mark to her. 21?
21's a hell of a shot. They are going to try and deflect the missile.
Good luck.
I don't think that that's gonna help too much.
And I'm assuming the 10 misses since they're freaking monks.
10 does miss. It does take 12 points off the 25.
Wow.
So, but still,
That's still
ow.
13. Yeah.
Boody,
13.
anything else for you?
I'll move out of the way for Dullahan if he wants to get in there.
All right.
Actually, I'll move right here. There you go. Get in it.
It's gonna bring us. It's gonna bring us back to our monk, who is just absolutely mad, and is going to.
Is he talking?
Yep, it's going. Sorry, it's going to charge wolves. Two wolf attacks.
Om nom nom.
Om nom nom indeed.
Om nom nom. Does the 15 hit?
15 does not hit. The 20 does. Let's see if they manage to stay on their feet. Actually, it doesn't matter. They take half their movement to stand up, even if they do. But they do take 4 points of damage. That brings them alongside Morrigan and Selenite. Morrigan trying to drop you first. 3 attacks possibly coming your way. The first.
Oh, and I am prone and the wolves disappear.
Crits.
Yikes.
Selenite. Unarmed attacks. 2 of them coming at you. First one, 16. Second one, 19? I hear giggling. I feel like you're high 20s already. So, that sounds like a swing and a miss. And that will bring it to Morrigan, who I'm going to have to ask for a death save throw.
Yeah. That's a success.
That is 1 success. Selenite. 12 is a miss. A 19 is a hit. 7 points dealt. Monk is still standing.
Hey, look.
Rubad.
Can't do that because... Yep, okay. My turn's over.
Okay. Dullahan.
I'll peek in and do a firebolt to the monk.
Oof, that is quite a firebolt. Oh.
Ugh.
Taking it easy on the monk.
Let that be a warning to you. And slip on back.
Boody.
All right. You know what's coming. 21.
21's a hit.
8, I suppose not.
8 is a miss.
20.
Wow, that's a lot of damage. Let's see, monk. Wait, what's going on here? Oh, crap. I don't know what that just did, but ignore it.
13 points again.
13 points. That is enough. The monk falls.
Can I say that the arrow pierced her hand and is slapped into her forehead as she tried to catch the missile?
That seems appropriately horrible way to die.
Sure.
So, you do have Morrigan on the ground. Does anyone have healing left for Morrigan?
Do. She's going to take 10 points of lay on hands.
Okay.
Oh, bless you.
Morrigan is recovered.
My
You do find several things on a quick review of the area. The ivory wand that Morrigan was attempting to retrieve is actually a folding fan. You would guess it to be worth about 50 gold pieces, and a platinum bracelet, and a electrum and garnet amulet. Looks like that. You also find the silvery powder in the crystal flask. It appears to be some sort of dried potion or other thing that would need to be reconstituted with a liquid and then potentially drank if someone wished to.
The bracelet is being slipped on the same arm as the other one.
Sure.
Going to hand the amulet to Selenite.
We'll put that in my pouch.
And I will hand the silvery powder stuff to Dullahan.
Okay. And
yes, you can identify this.
as
Silver powder.
silver powder.
Done.
Powder of silver. Renus. As you recover, as you take your breath, and as you sort of get settled in there, you realize about an hour has ticked by. You feel something building up in your chests. And if you would each please roll me 1d3.
Me?
Except you.
Yeah, I win.
So does Dullahan.
Okay. Very competitive folk. Each please take that many hit points of poison damage. Or reduce if you can reduce poison.
I don't think I'm at the level where I can where I'm immune to poison damage yet. I think that's a couple levels away still.
And it just feels raw, like you're having trouble breathing. You can feel it settling in, just a little bit less airflow. Yeah.
Question.
Mhm.
I can neutralize poison effects with my lay on hands.
You can remove the poison effect.
I can neutralize multiple poison effects with a single use of lay on hands.
Yes.
So if I were to give them points of lay on hands, would that delay this longer than an hour?
You would basically for the hour of poison, if you spent points of lay on hands, it would just heal the damage. This is more of a damaging poison than an ongoing poisoned effect. The poisoned effect gives you disadvantage on attack rolls and such. This is just damage over time. If you could get rid of the poison in the air and then use this on them, it would remove all traces from their system. But basically, as soon as you remove it, they breathe in, and that restarts it. So, I think you're in a good spot in the room here to call it for the evening. Picking up next time, continuing your escape from the very, very wide temple. And hopefully making your way out of the shrine. Hope everybody's having fun.
Yeah, having a good time.
Was nice
Thanks,
to get a
E.
good amount of combat in.
Did get a little bit of combat in there. You guys avoided one or two of the big fighty bits. Good negotiation. Good problem solving. Like to see it. And you gain some new magical items that things will happen. So good night, stream. Shutting you down.